Welcome guys again to yet another lesson. Last time we checked how to create objects in R. For the new audience, if you did not watch the last lesson of creating objects in R, please head over to my YouTube channel and look for that video of creating objects, so that you pause this one and go and look for the last one and watch that video and then come back, so that we will be on the same page. Okay, let us head on straight. We are going to access elements inside these objects we created last time. So you've seen I've not deleted anything. These are the elements we created last time. As you can see, list, arrays, data frame, matrix, and vectors. So I am going to show you how to access elements inside these objects. So as usual, we are going to start with this one, vectors. So if I want to access any element inside this vector, I will use vec1, and then I will use the square bracket. This is what is normally used to access an object, or an element inside an object, right? If I'm right. So I want to access the first element. You just type 1. Hopefully this one will give you just 1 because it is the first element. So if you want to access the second element, or even third, you'll see. Unfortunately, we wrote 1 to 5, so it will just follow that order. I hope. Let me change this one so that you see, so that you don't say that, or it is printing what you wrote inside the square brackets. So let me change this one to 4, 8, 9, and even 6 or 5. Now let me reprint everything. No, not even everything from here. So let me print it. Now we have our new vector. Let me now access the third element. You see it's accessing 9. If you want to access 5, just change this one to 4, and then you print. You see 5? I hope now everybody has understood how to access an element inside a vector. The first was vector, and we were accessing elements. So it is the same case here. Let me copy. This was a vector of integers. Now we are in the vectors of characters. So if I say I want to access the first element, that is Alan, just stay that way, and then you print. No. We've not changed the name of the vector. We are in vector 2 now. So you need to be very careful when writing these things. If you want to pass your exams, you need to follow everything, even letters. Yeah. So let me reprint. And you see, you want to access John, it is 2, and then you run. See, John. Hope everybody has understood. Like always, if you have a question, head to comment section and raise your question. Now we are in matrix. How to access an object inside a matrix, right? So let me show you. We had created a matrix 2, that's mat2. So you use the name of the matrix mat2 and then the square brackets, right? So let's say, let me first print this one so that we will be referring to it. Yes, let me say I want to access object 3, element 3. I mean, I don't know why I'm using objects every now and then. Element 3. So element 3 is in row 1, column 2. That's what we're going to state here. Like I told you the last time, when creating a matrix, we were saying what was it? The first was rows, then columns, right? So you want to access from row 1 and second column. Row 1 but on the second column. Row 1 but on the second column. You will see it will give us 3. It will give us 3, right? So if I want to access this 4, someone might be asking herself or himself that what is the use of this this accessing. This accessing of elements inside objects will enable us to manipulate, or in other words, edit. For example, you have a very large matrix, very large. Maybe you are in a company, you are doing some editing or what, then you want to access certain data of a certain employee. So you'll access this data by this method, and then after accessing it, you edit it without having to manually do the thing. So you see, so I want to access this one, so not for it is in row 2 column 2, this form. I hope everyone is seeing. So it is in row 2 column 2, so you change everything here 2, right? And then you just print. You see you're getting 4. We are done with matrices. Let me clear so that everyone can see what I'm doing. Now let's head over to list. Last time we forgot one thing. We forgot to name our elements inside our list, right? We had wrote the first, this was our data, and then just this second list, right? We forgot to name them. Whenever you're creating a list, try to name your elements, right? So that if you want to access, it will be very easy rather than the unnamed list. So let us try to access list 2, right? That one. Again, we use no, here we are going to use $sign list 2. When we want to access elements inside a list, we use a $sign, and then this is where now the name of the elements comes in. So you say I want to access numbers, then first of all run this. Okay, I've run. Now I want to access numbers, but inside these numbers I want to access element 2, right? Element 2. I hope everyone is following. I hope everyone is following. Error list 2 not found. Why does it say list 2 not found? Oh, this one is not capital. I told you this thing is very sensitive. You need to follow everything. You need to follow everything to the letter. See, you are getting element number 2. Apparently, if you expand this, it becomes 1, 2, 3. So if say it under numbers, we want to access element number 2, which is 1, 2. We want to access 2. Again, some people will say, or it is giving us this number we wrote. Let us change so that you don't become doubting Thomas. Let me change to that and update our list. Let me rerun, right, and clear that. Let us now rerun and see this. It will give us 8, right? So let us see. Run. You see it's 8. That's now the importance of naming, right? Naming. These are names, or assigning names. So let's say we want to access element B. So we just change here to names, and then I want to access element number 2. This is element 1, element 2, element 3, element 2 now. So we want to access B, right? So we run B, and that's your answer. So same case, this one has not been named. So you have for the case of this one, since we don't have 2 lists, we have only 1 list. You can just access directly. Say list 3. Whenever you have more than 2 lists, or more than 1 in that case, you assign names. But if it is just one like this, it will be easy to access. So you use square brackets. I want to access element 2. See the difference? I want to access element 2, and you'll get your answer because it is 1 list. This one had 2, this one and this one. So you have to name them different so that you can, because they are 2 different lists. So I think we are done up to that point. What else? arrays. Now this is the most interesting one. Last time we created an array, right? It was a 3 by 3 and then 3. So if you see this dimension 3 3 3, it means it has 3 rows, 3 columns, but 3 matrices. Let me run so that you see what I mean. See, 3 rows, 3 columns, and then 3 matrices, 1 2 3. So you've seen. Now we want to no, I've deleted it. I ought not to have deleted. So we have that. Now I want to access, unfortunately everything is same. Let me try to change this so that numbers will become unique, right? But let me change, let me say 1 to 15. 1 to 15, how many numbers are these? 1 2 3 times 2 times 3, which is 9, so 27, right? So let me say 1 to 27 and see what will, if we will be able to get a unique. Now we are able to get a unique array, right? So that some of you will not say it is not correct. So let me just reprint again. So we have our new array, right? So I want to access I want to access 18. This 18, right? So you've seen 18 is in row number 3. This is row number 3, column, the last column. So we are going to say use the name of the array 2, and then square brackets, right? So you want to access this one 18, which is in the third row 3, and column is in the third column, and then it is in this, the second matrix. There is this first and there is second, so you put 2 there and you run, you get your 18. Same case, if you want to get 27, just change here to be 3 because it is in the last matrix. Yes, like that. I hope everyone has understood. Last time I gave you the one for Dataframe. I hope you still remember. Let me repeat it so that for those who did not watch the last video can also understand what is going on here. So last time we created a Dataframe, which is this one. After doing that, we said if you want to access, let me rerun this. Let me rerun this for the sake of those who have not watched. So we had 3 columns, vec A, vec 3, B, vec 3, and we said if you want to access everything from row 1, you know, Dataframe is like matrix. You remember the way we were accessing matrix, rows, column. It's the same thing with Dataframe, rows, column. So we want to access everything from row 1, so you don't specify anything on the column side. Everything before comma is column. So if we do not specify anything, it's like you're saying access everything from row 1. I hope we are together. Again, if you have any question, raise your question in comment section. Yes, if you leave this one blank before comma, it means access everything from this one is row, column. I think I've confused myself. So let me repeat it. Everything, if you leave this one blank, it's like saying get everything from column 1, because rows, column, get everything from column 1. So let me print so that you see column 1. If you remember, Alois and Alan were in the first column, right? If you want to access Alois and alone, yes, it is in the first column, but we want to access Alois alone, so you specify here, that is, I want from row 1, not everything. Yes, I want to access the first row, but the first element in row 1. So you specify where that element is. This element is in the first row, first column, so 1 1, right? See, just see Alois. If you want to access Alan is here, so it is in the first column, second row. So again, always this one is row and the first column. You will get your Alan, yes, just like that, and so forth and so forth. You play with these numbers, put that 2 here, you will get 1. That was the number of let me print so that you see. You will get this. So first row, second column, first row, second column. And that is it, guys, for this video. If you are into this type of content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.